Today we're going deep.
Deep.
Yeah, think of it as like your secret weapon
Exactly.
to really understand what makes networks tick.
Yeah, we're going to be using this blog post. It's called Network Engineer Internship.
Oh, cool.
It's from Tagby Job Guide. It's dated February 8th, 2025. And
Okay.
it's got tons of these potential interview questions and answers,
Right.
But we're not just going to like repeat them back to you.
Yeah.
We're going to like really break it down. We're going to give you that edge, to really impress those interviewers.
I like it. Okay, so like right off the bat, you get those initial questions, right?
Mhm.
They seem simple, deceptively simple.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself and why you're interested in this internship.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to shine. You got to show some genuine passion,
Okay.
It can't just be like you're saying the right words and
All right.
connect what you've been learning, in your classes to like real world networking.
Mhm.
Talk about what gets you excited about, solving problems.
Oh, yeah.
Those moments when you finally cracked that tough network issue,
Right, yeah. So it's more about showing that you're not just in it for the job, but you're actually like interested in the field, right?
Right, exactly.
And then there's the classic, what do you know about our company?
Oh, yeah.
That one always gets me.
Yeah. Don't just skim their website like 5 minutes before the interview.
Right.
Dig a little deeper,
Well,
What are they working on? What projects resonate with you? Like, what are their company values?
mm-hmm.
Do those align with your own values,
Right.
When you can connect what you're interested in with what they're doing,
Yeah.
it shows,
Initiative.
yeah, you've done your homework,
Right. It's not just charming your way through it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the skills, right?
Yeah.
What networking skills do you bring?
Uh-huh.
So I bet they're looking for more than just like,
Oh, absolutely. Knowing the basics.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is where you highlight any hands-on experience.
Okay.
Have you configured routers and switches?
Right.
Have you set up any VLANs?
Okay.
Have you troubleshooted connectivity issues?
Yeah.
These are the things that really show them that you're ready to contribute, not just learn.
Right. And then they're going to ask, how do we know that you're on top of things in this field that's constantly changing, right? Like, how do you stay updated with networking trends and technologies?
Yeah, good one. So, I mean, having a stack of manuals isn't really what they're looking for here.
Right.
You got to be a proactive learner.
Okay.
So mention any blogs you follow, online courses you've taken, or maybe forums where you participate in, all that shows them you're keeping your skills sharp even outside of school.
Mm-hmm.
And hands-on practice.
Yes.
Don't forget that. That's gold,
Yeah.
Tools like Cisco Packet Tracer or GNS3.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they want here. Okay, so it's that combo of staying informed and putting it into practice.
Yes.
All right. Let's get into some concepts. So, like the age-old question, TCP versus UDP.
Ah, yes.
I always get those mixed up.
Yeah, it's a classic. Okay, well, think of it this way. TCP is like sending a registered letter.
Oh, okay.
It's guaranteed delivery, but it's a little slower, And then UDP is like sending a postcard.
Mhm.
It's faster, but there's no promise it'll actually get there.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So TCP,
yeah.
That's what you want to use when you're like downloading a file, right?
Exactly.
You need all the data.
It said every bit.
And UDP,
yeah.
that's for like video calls, streaming videos, right?
Yep. When speed matters more.
Okay, cool. So then we got the OSI model.
Yes, the OSI model, 7 layers.
Yeah, those 7 layers. I remember there's like a cake analogy for this.
Right. It's like a cake. Each layer's got its own job to do, right?
Oh,
From the physical wires at the bottom all the way up to the applications we use at the top.
okay, I like that. But why is this model so important for like, someone who wants to be a network engineer?
It's not just about memorizing the layers, right? It's a framework. It gives you this structure for understanding how data flows through a network,
Okay.
and where problems might pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine trying to troubleshoot something without knowing what layer to focus on.
Yeah, chaos.
Yeah.
Right, it's like trying to fix a car without knowing the difference between the engine and the wheels.
Exactly. You need that roadmap.
Okay. Speaking of things working behind the scenes, how does DHCP work?
Oh, DHCP, good one. So imagine you're checking into a hotel.
Okay.
Your device sends out this request, right?
Hmm.
Like, hey, can I get a room? And the DHCP server is like, yeah, here's a room. You accept it, and then boom.
You get your key.
You get your IP address.
Oh, so that's how my laptop connects to the Wi-Fi every morning.
Exactly. The network handles all the details for you.
I never even thought about that.
It's the magic of networking. Now let's talk about another trio. Hubs, switches, and routers.
Oh, yeah. And I remember this. There's a party analogy, right?
Right. So picture a crowded party, a hub, That's like someone shouting out a message.
Right.
Everyone hears it, even if it wasn't for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now a switch, that's like a direct delivery.
Okay.
Only the person it's meant for gets the message.
Oh, like a personal message.
Exactly. And then we have the router,
Right, the bouncer.
the bouncer, deciding who gets into the party, which is our network.
And who doesn't?
And who doesn't. All vital players in managing network traffic.
It's amazing how much easier these analogies make things, you know?
Right.
All right, the subnetting.
Okay, subnetting.
It's like dividing a network into smaller chunks.
Yeah. Think of it like you're organizing a big office into different departments.
Okay, okay.
You know, so subnetting lets you make smaller networks within a larger one. It makes things run smoother.
So less like yelling across the office.
Exactly. Each team gets its own space to talk.
Makes sense.
Plus, it's more secure. You can control who has access to what.
Yeah, like key cards for different floors in a building.
Exactly. Subnetting, it's a must-know for any network engineer.
All right, so we've covered a lot today.
We have.
From those like first impression questions to diving into some core concepts.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting you ready for that network engineer interview.
Absolutely, but this is just the beginning. We're going to go even deeper in the next part, you know?
Oh, nice.
More technical stuff, more interview strategies.
So stay tuned, folks, all right?
Stay tuned.
That network engineer internship is within your reach.
You got this.
Welcome back. So you ready to, like, troubleshoot?
Oh, yeah.
Today we're looking at those scenarios that interviewers love to ask about.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where they really want to see your problem-solving skills, right?
Get you on the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So it's like you're a network detective.
Yeah, I love that.
And the network is throwing you a mystery to solve.
And our tag B guide.
Oh, right.
It's got some great examples.
Perfect. All right. So,
Yeah.
first scenario. A user says they've got like crazy high latency. Games are lagging, video calls are all choppy, and they are not happy.
Classic. So where do we even begin? Well, start with the basics.
Okay.
Ping and tracer. Those commands are your first line of defense.
Mm-hmm.
They'll help you see where those delays are happening.
So it's like checking the traffic lights on the data highway.
Exactly. But sometimes those initial checks don't give you the answer.
Yep.
What if it's like deeper in the network traffic itself?
Ooh. Okay. What then?
Then we bring out the big guns, Wireshark.
Okay.
This tool and lets you really analyze that network traffic like in detail.
Wow.
You can examine each packet,
Yeah.
you can pinpoint congestion, you can find bottlenecks, or even like suspicious patterns. Like, I
Right.
mean, there's a security issue, you know?
So it's like we're going full CSI
Yeah,
network.
exactly. You got to find those digital fingerprints.
Love it. Okay, so we've checked the network path.
Yeah.
We've analyzed the traffic.
Uh-huh.
But what if it's not the network itself?
Good point.
What if it's like something hogging all the bandwidth?
Oh, yeah, don't forget about those bandwidth hogs.
Right.
It could be someone downloading a huge file, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
maybe they're streaming 4K movies or they've got some like crazy program running in the background.
Yeah.
They're slowing things down for everyone.
It's like they're leaving the water running, right?
Exactly. Draining those network resources.
Okay, so we've checked the network.
Mm-hmm.
We've looked at the traffic.
Yeah.
We've ruled out any bandwidth hogs.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be a hardware problem?
It could be. You know, a cable could be faulty, a network card could be failing, or even the router could be overheating.
Right.
You got to check the engine. Sometimes that's where the problem is.
It really is like putting together a puzzle.
It is. That's what makes troubleshooting so fun, right?
Right, definitely. All right, now this one's a bit scary.
Oh, no. What is it?
A security breach?
Uh-oh.
Data's been compromised, systems are acting weird,
Yeah.
and everyone's looking at you to fix it.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Okay. First things first. Containment is key.
Okay.
Think of it like a fire. You know,
Yeah.
you got to isolate it so it doesn't spread.
Yeah.
Disconnect any devices that are compromised. Shut down those affected network segments. Just stop that damage from getting worse.
So we're putting up firewalls.
Literally and figuratively.
I like it. But, okay, we've contained it.
Yeah.
Now we just figure out what happened, right?
Right. Time for some forensics.
Ooh.
You got to dive into those system and security logs.
Okay.
They're your crime scene investigators. They'll give you clues,
Okay.
you know, about who did it, how they did it, and what data they got.
So we're looking for those digital fingerprints.
Exactly. Piecing together that digital puzzle.
Okay, now we understand how it happened, but how do we make sure it doesn't happen again?
Patching, patching, patching.
Okay.
Make sure all your systems and software are up to date. Right.
Close those vulnerabilities. You know, it's like locking your doors after a break-in.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else?
Yeah. Strengthen those firewall rules, set up some intrusion detection systems, just make it harder for them to get in next time.
Oh, okay. So it's like a multi-layered approach.
It is. Contain, analyze, patch, and fortify.
That's a lot to handle.
It is, and that's why they ask those behavioral questions.
Right.
They want to know, can you handle the pressure?
Yeah.
Can you prioritize?
Makes sense.
Can you communicate effectively?
So it's not just about the technical stuff.
It's not.
It's about the whole package.
It's about showing them you can think on your feet and stay cool under pressure.
Okay, so what kind of questions do they ask?
One classic is, tell me about a time you were under pressure to solve a technical issue.
Oh.
This is your chance to shine.
Yeah.
Show them how you stay calm, think clearly, and find solutions when things are going crazy.
So it's not just about, like, memorizing answers from a textbook.
No, it's about telling a story.
Yeah.
Right.
Show them your process. Show them how you adapt, how you deal with challenges.
Right, and being honest about it, too.
Oh, absolutely. Be authentic.
Okay, so then there's the question of juggling multiple tasks, right?
Yeah, that's a big one. Especially in a busy environment.
Where everything is changing all the time.
Exactly. They want to know you can handle it.
Yeah.
So you got to show them you're organized and you can prioritize.
Okay, how do you do that?
Explain your system. How do you decide what to fix first? Focus on the things that really matter.
Right, the critical stuff.
Exactly. Talk about using ticketing systems, documentation, all that good stuff.
Okay, so it's not just about fixing things quickly. It's about fixing the right things first.
It is. And keeping it all organized.
Right. But what about when you have to explain these complex things to, people who aren't tech savvy?
That's where your communication skills come in. They might ask you, how would you explain this really technical thing to someone who doesn't know anything about tech?
Good question.
Right. So here's where you show them you can break things down into simple terms,
Okay.
Use analogies, avoid all the jargon.
Yeah. So it's like being a tech translator.
You got it. You're bridging that gap between the tech world and everyone else.
I like it. And being patient, right?
Oh, so important. Not everyone learns at the same pace, so you got to be understanding and provide that excellent customer service, even when you're dealing with tricky tech issues.
That's a good point. It's about helping people.
It is.
All right, so we've covered a lot today.
We have.
Troubleshooting, those behavioral questions.
Yeah.
Are you feeling ready to ace that interview? Okay, so we've talked about all the technical stuff. You've even gone over those, behavioral questions. But there's this whole other area we need to look at, right? So those questions that really show, who you are as a network engineer.
Right, there's deeper questions. They want to see what motivates you, what you're passionate about.
Yeah, what makes you tick.
Exactly. It goes beyond just your skills and experience.
Yeah.
They want to see the person behind the resume,
Right. And speaking of the resume, the Tagby Guide has this question. Tell us about a time you failed to solve a problem.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, it sounds like a trap. Why would I ever talk about failing in an interview?
I know, right? But they ask about failures for a reason.
Okay.
They want to see how you handle setbacks.
Okay.
Are you self-aware? Are you resilient? Do you learn from your mistakes?
So it's about showing that you're not perfect.
Exactly.
And that you're willing to grow from those experiences.
Exactly. So pick a situation where you hit a wall, maybe a project that went sideways or a problem you just couldn't figure out,
Okay.
Walk them through what happened, what you tried, what didn't work, and what you learned from it all.
So honesty is key here, right?
Oh, definitely. Be authentic. Trying to spin a failure into a success story, that never ends well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I think another important thing is being able to communicate clearly, right?
Absolutely. It's one thing to understand all the technical stuff, but you've got to be able to explain it to someone who doesn't,
Right, like in plain English.
Exactly. They might ask you, how would you explain this complex thing to someone who's not technical?
Oh, I bet they do.
This is where you show your communication skills.
Okay, how do you do that?
Think about your audience, no jargon, break things down into simple terms like you're teaching them something new.
Oh.
Use analogies, metaphors, anything to make it click,
Right. So it's like you're building a bridge between the tech world and everyone else.
Exactly. And don't forget to check for understanding along the way.
A good point.
It shows you really care that they get it, not just that you're showing off how much you know.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, what about those big picture questions? The ones that get at your motivation and what you want to do in the future.
Oh, yeah. Those are important. Like, what motivates you to work in network engineering? Or where you see yourself in 5 years?
Right. Right. So how do you answer those?
This is your chance to show your passion. What gets you excited about this field?
Okay.
Is it the challenge, the problem solving, the fact that technology is always changing?
Yeah, I think those are all great things.
Tell a story about what got you interested in networking, a project you're proud of, maybe a mentor who inspired you.
Mm-hmm.
Make it personal. Show them who you are.
And don't be afraid to dream big, right?
Absolutely.
What are your goals?
Yeah, what do you want to achieve?
Specialize in something. Lead a team. Maybe even start your own company. This is your time to shine.
It's not just about getting a job. It's about starting a career.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And the world of network engineering, it's full of possibilities. Cloud computing, cybersecurity, the Internet of Things. It's all out there. That's so exciting. It feels like the possibilities are endless.
They really are. And the best part is it's always changing.
Right. You got to be willing to learn and adapt.
Exactly. So as you get ready for those interviews,
Yeah,
remember this TAGB guide, it's a great starting point.
it is.
But the real learning happens when you get out there and explore.
Right. And that's what this deep dive has been all about, giving you that foundation, the confidence to go after what you want.
Exactly. We've covered so much, from those technical scenarios to those personal questions.
Yeah, we really went deep.
And now you're ready to tackle that interview.
You got this. So that wraps up our deep dive into the world of network engineering,
We hope you enjoyed it.
and that you're feeling ready to ace that interview and launch your career.
Absolutely. Good luck on your journey. We can't wait to see what you achieve.
We're rooting for you.